All right, guys. Everyone should still have recording access, so we should be able to get started. We'll go to Ellis Williams to start, followed by Kevin Tolbert.
Cam, first want to say happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed it being back in Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering, there are, of course, plenty of players who you're familiar with on this team, but there's first year guys who you consider veterans that you're not. One of those guys being Hassan Reddick. What has Hassan's leadership, in your sense, been to this team, and how do you see his role in that leadership role growing in your time here?
Yeah, Hassan has been, Reddick. He's been great for the team, and obviously the short time that I've been back, his production on the field kind of backs everything that he speaks off the field as well. So it's a lot of guys like that that's on the team. We're going to need more of that here moving forward as we try, to go into Miami. And he's just been a person that's very accountable to, holding himself to a standard that, is in essence is the brand, for the organization.
Would you identify him as someone who's come along as an organic leader? I mean, you come in halfway through the year, the team seems to be taking a leadership change, and he seems to be among one of them.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's assigned seats, so we all can be a leader. It
Sure.
doesn't predicate off of you having a patch on your chest or not. If you feel the need to say something, if you feel the need to input something, if you feel the need to help something out, then there you go. And he's one of the people who has asserted himself into that position in many ways of one.
Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Cam, Joe Brady talked about how well you're picking up the system since you've been back. Can you elaborate on your comfort level with the current O-line group regarding timing and how you guys are gelling as a group?
I'm very comfortable.
And I had one follow-up question. It's a little different. One of the things you've had a history of doing is giving nicknames to people on the team. Have you done that yet?
Of course, we have Ebony. That's a coach here. We have Bad Santa, offensive lineman. We have Micah Mary, Billie Jean. That's obviously a mirror. We still got Deniston. Um, Shucks. Yeah, that's pretty much it right now. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Jonathan Alexander, followed by Darren Gant.
So Cam, hope the holiday was well, man. I just had a quick question. Joe Brady and Matt Rule talked about the need of trying to get some more explosive plays, and I just wanted to ask, kind of in your opinion, and your experience in the league, why are explosive plays important, and what can they do for an offense?
Of course, I mean, when you look at the statistics that having an explosive play in the drive, it raises the chances of scoring extremely high. But I mean, let's not get caught up into just having overall production. So I could care less if it's an explosive play. I don't care if it's a nickel and dime play. As long as we're out there on the offense and stay out there, producing, it'll come sooner or later. And if it's not, then it is what it is. I'm just all about, you know, pushing the ball forward and not backwards, and that's been kind of a culture point for us here. Is really honing in and trying to play mistake-free football, and not mistake-free as far as assignment and alignment, but more or less mistake-free with knowing the penalties are killing us. So we just have to be better with that.
Cam, how would you describe the last couple of weeks just in terms of the amount of time you've had to spend playing catch up, learning a new offense on the fly, and putting this thing in a week at a time?
I'm done talking about what it's been like, and I'm all about talking about what it's going to be or what I'm doing moving forward. You know, we have an issue uh, in front of us right now, and that's the Miami Dolphins. And we're just going to need all hands on deck, as we move forward.
What is the process like for you moving forward, and what are the things you feel most strongly about you need to get a better handle on or improve on?
It's just a constant, reminder each and every day to get better. Coach spoke beautifully today about, the competitive stamina and holding yourself to a standard each and every day, not just when it's going good, not just when it's going bad, every single day. So that's been my mentality with pretty much everything.
Let's go to David Newton next, and then Mike Solarte.
Hey, Cam. Hope you had a great holiday. Sorry, miss seeing you for your Cam Thanksgiving jam, but sure that'll come at time. I want to ask you, what have you been able to show the coaching staff here that you never got an opportunity to show them before you left?
That question has nothing to do with getting better for Miami, so I'll just pass on that.
Okay, and well, let me ask this: what about stepping into a leadership role right away from a team you've only been with a couple of weeks? What's that like?
It's like being yourself. It's not like something that you could just cut on and say, I'm going to be a leader today. It just is what it is. So I just have the luxury of not just being the only person that sees the things of how I necessarily may see it in that specific time. We have a lot of leaders on this team that this team is going to be leaning heavily on, and I just want to uphold my end by just being myself and being transparent throughout this whole process and producing in ways that this team needs me to.
Thanks.
Hey, Cam. Mike Solarte, Spectre News One. Good to see you again. Kind of following up on that, Coach Rule talked about the things that you do that people don't see. He says he wishes that people could see the work that you put in, and in order to get yourself prepared. Do you notice that other players, some of the fresh faces, guys you may not know, are looking around a corner while you're working out or while you're in film study or whatever and saying, wow, this is kind of what I have to be and this is what I have to do?
As far as people looking around the corner, that's been my life since walking into this league. So it's not like it's anything new. And I've been a person that has had that instilled in me at such a young age, and it just didn't start this year. It just didn't start last year. I think people kind of assume you to be something and then are kind of blown away when you're not. Not to say anybody who has seen me work is like, oh, I wouldn't have expected that, but I always believe in, proper preparation preventing poor performances, and my preparation being extremely high, whether that's preparing my body, preparing my mind, and my soul for any task at hand.
Guys, got time for two more, so let's go to Will Plotchick and finish with Joe Person.
Hey, Cam, I know a lot has been talked about, what didn't go well against Washington. What do you think you personally and the offense as a whole did well, and what could you consider as a building block for coming up in this week against Miami?
We just got to focus on Miami and try to, minimize as many penalties as possible. And then, we put ourselves in the best situation to start afresh, evenly, and I think if we focus in on that, starting 1st and 10 rather than 1st and 20, then we'll be good.
Cam, this Dolphins defense blitzed Lamar a lot a couple of weeks ago. Would you anticipate that kind of approach against you guys? And have you seen teams kind of come at you like that previously?
Yeah. I played them last year multiple times, so they do a great job with kind of setting the parameters and setting the tone early for defenses. For offenses to kind of know what they're doing, that they're not changing. I wouldn't expect tomorrow or Sunday for them to change, and we just have to be prepared. Every guy has to have the Wi-Fi password on the offense and just be connected so to speak, to really understanding what the job role is and executing to the best of their ability.
All right, thanks, Cam.